It's Halloween, where ghosts aren't the only ones serving up scares. Central Michigan plays host as they look to cast a winning spell on their home court, while the Ohio Bobcats hope to dig deep and haunt CMU's hopes with some deadly attacks of their own. Happy Halloween. Jacob Tenson alongside Jackson Bickers. And Jackson, both teams have had some tricks up their sleeves that have turned into treats, as they are now combined 13-3 since October 7th. And they're in position to make the MAC tournament right now.
Yeah, both teams didn't have the start to conference play that they really wanted, but it's been all treats really ever since, like you said, Ohio. They've won 7 of their last 8 matches, CMU 4 of their last 6, and some 2 matches this weekend that are really going to prove huge for MAC conference tournament standings.
And we'll see if those 2 teams can get things going. But one player that has to get going, especially for Ohio, is Bailey Blair, the freshman, who's had double-digit kills in her last 7 matches.
Yeah, she's been fantastic in the middle of those 7 straight matches with double-digit kills and 15 matches this year with double-digit kills. She's been fantastic all year for the Bobcats.
And on the other side, Keelan Meal, the setter, she gets things going for this offense, and she's been rewarded with back-to-back Setter of the Week awards.
Yeah, 11 of her last 12 matches, she's had 30-plus assists. Just has been so great for CMU, just spreading the ball around to positions all over the court.
And for our third member of our crew, it's Dorothy. No place like home, right? Or no, Tessanico's over there.
We are not in Kansas anymore, fans. We're in McGurk Arena. I am Dorothy, checking in for the Central Michigan Chippewas versus the Ohio Bobcats. This could be a spooky matchup for the Bobcats today, since Central has been on fire at home. Just last home game, they scored a record program setting of 56 kills in just 1 game. This team has definitely flipped a switch since the beginning of the season, but they need to push these last few regular season home games if they want to make it into the MAC tournament. Other fun things going on in McGurk Arena today for Halloween. They are, of course, handing out candy and other Halloween goodies, but they also have games and even crafts set up for the little fans tonight. So a lot of fun going on. I know I'm ready for the festivities to start, so let's get to it.
And plenty of costumes as well. And before we get started here, the lineups are being read off. Jackson, what are the keys to victory for both sides?
So looking at CMU, they got to get the middles involved. Ever since Brooklyn Connor's been put into the rotation, she's been fantastic, and so is Grace Thomas. Those middles are really the 2 pieces that really get the CMU offense going. And for the Bobcats, they got to get out to a fast start. Last game that they had against Kent State, they came out to a roaring start, winning that first set by double digits, especially in a place in McGurk Arena where the Chippewas, they really have a lot of success at home. Ohio's got to start off this first set good and not let CMU get any momentum.
Yeah, CMU 3-2 at home. Not many home games so far this season. They started off the season 5 straight weeks on the road. They like playing here at McGurk, like you said, so we'll see if McGurk has the magic that they need to pull off another win. They've won 6 of the last 8, but Ohio's won 7 of the last 8, both with a 9-15 record. Ohio sits right above them with a 7-5 record in the MAC, compared to Central Michigan's 6-6 record. Both teams huddling up. And in the spirit of Halloween, as Beetlejuice would say, it's showtime.
Showtime, let's go.
Lena Anderson back in the lineup. I hadn't seen her a lot. Last home game, she was out with an injury, but finally back in the lineup. She's been back for the last couple of games, so exciting for the Chippewas to get a defensive player like that back in the lineup.
For sure, and to get a senior back, just get that senior leadership back on the defensive side, just really settles down CMU, and I'm sure Coach Ariel Wilson's so excited to have her back.
But not excited with that start as Kripe goes long on the first serve. Point belongs to Ohio.
We've seen Taylor Kripe at moments when she's serving. She can get a little wild. That hard, powerful serve, that's so tough to stop, but that does lead to some errors, and we see it right there early.
Well, if you're going to get a service error, I guess you're fine with getting a service error right back, so it just trades it back and forth. Get a look at assistant coach there, but Kenzie Brinkman, the head coach for Ohio, the interim head coach, I should say, as Geoff Carlson retired late in May, so just going with the interim route was Ohio. Off the block and down, Bailey Blair. We feature her in the open. Gets the first, I want to say, real point for Ohio.
First non-air point, but we'll talk about Ohio with interim head coach Kenzie Brinkman coming in, stepping up when she really wasn't expecting to be the head coach this year. The past coach, Geoff Kurtzman, he retired in May, And her stepping in, being the interim head coach, you got to think maybe she's going to stick around after this year.
And if they keep playing like that, rolling off 3 points, she might become the head coach after all. But there's a look at Coach Ariel Wilson in her first year as well. And every time we talk about just the dominance she was as a player, you see it with her middle blockers, because that was the position she played. Just so much dominance between those. There's Brooklyn Connor right there, almost gets the kill. And that one goes long, so CMU's both points have come off of errors.
We've seen it on both sides early. Just maybe a little bit of nerves, just trying to get into the rhythm of this first set. Some mistakes on both sides early.
And they know how important this matchup is. They're both right on the edge of making that MAC tournament 5th and 6th right now, so got to keep winning to keep your spot there to make that MAC tournament. Back row attack from Swears is blocked. Right back over and dunked down. Emily Waddell, a great hit.
Bobcats with a block right there. Something that they don't do a whole lot. They're last in the MAC in blocks per set. But right there, just causing some chaos up front, disrupting the CMU offense. It's caused some success early for Ohio.
But Waddell is one of those few Ohio Bobcats that can block well. She's had 2+ blocks in the last 6 and 10 in the last 11. So that's one player that they do have to worry about when it comes to blocking. But overall, like you mentioned, they are last in the MAC, so not a big threat to get any blocks. Izzy Swears having a tough time with that one, but gets it up. Raymond, far side. Here's Reset. Tip shot over. Mills sets up. Raymond again, blocked again. Raymond tries to throw it over, gets it over, and then kind of miscommunication, getting in the way. Gardner and Grisick couldn't really find a way, so CMU gets another point.
Chippewas did a great job there of just getting into their offense. That Bobcat defense in that front line was just kind of very chaotic, moving back and forth, not sure where that next pass from Keelan Mill was going to end up. And they just kept going, and came away with the point.
And a near ace there from Raymond, but Gentry Brown with the monster mash gets it down for the 6th point for Ohio.
That was a powerful spike there from Gentry Brown, going up there, just slamming it down. No shot for that back line of that Chippewa defense.
You gotta look at those hops from Gentry Brown, only standing at 5'9", but getting absolute power behind that swing. And returning the power right back, Brooklyn Connor from the middle.
She's just been so fantastic. A 522 hitting percentage ever since she's been put back in the rotation. Has been so consistent and just been that go-to for the CMU attack.
I like to see her get it more, especially when she's hitting like that. Tried getting to the bench, just was maybe tired of that one. She forgot to do the substitution correctly.
She was just ready to get another opportunity. She wanted to stay out there.
Back to serve is Rainey Weidman. Not wearing the libero jersey this time. She has been wearing it. Near ace from her. And then it goes right in front of Weidman. Back row attack for the kill.
That was Brown once again, just perfectly placed from her. She did it before with the power. That time, little precision, just putting it right between that back and that front line for CMU.
Gentry Brown, she really kind of compares to what Natalia Raymond is for the CMU squad. They get a bunch of double-doubles, bunch of kills, bunch of digs. They're their go-to scorer, but they also are so great in the back row, I should say.
And that's just so great for a team when you have a player that can be so consistent on the attack and then also not give anything up on the defensive end.
There is a back row attack from Raymond. That one isn't successful. Kildow right back to Raymond. She's going to get a bunch of digs if they keep going to her like that. Grissett sets up far side. Good dig from Alina Anderson. And finding the right spot, Abby Olin trims his lead to just 1.
And that's why you love to have Alina Anderson back. It's the tough dig, and it sets up Abby Olin to get the kill right there. Just both sides of the ball for CMU working so far.
Lead's actually 2. I got ahead of myself a little bit there. Abby Olin gets the kill. Now the light serve. Hickey sets up. Olin with a dig. Far side to Kripe off the block. They say it's out of bounds, though. It hit off the pole, or went around the pole before it hit off the block.
Yeah, it was tough to tell from this angle. Looked like it did hit off of something. Wasn't sure if it was a Bobcat defender, but must hit the pole.
The point belongs to Ohio, and here comes a serve from Yankee. Straight into the net. Maybe a little bit of a ball don't lie potentially, but
might have been right there. Just seeing it on both sides. Just neither side has really been able to serve it completely well. Not really aces on either side, but a couple of errors.
It hasn't necessarily been clean volleyball for either side, as there's the second service error from Taylor Kripe. And you can just see that she was just like, oh, that's not what I'm supposed to do with that one.
No, not at all. A lot of frustration, a lot of power behind it, just a little inaccurate. And Chippewas give the point right back to the Bobcats. They haven't really been able to take advantage. Neither side really has of any team's errors so far.
A couple service errors, a couple hitting errors. Both teams need to clean it up a little bit. Tight on the net. Goes back on the side of Ohio. Tip shot. Anderson's there. Far side, Raymond. Off the block and down. Point Central.
Another great dig from Anderson. Gets it to Keelan Millen. When she is able to set one of her offensive players up, it's really tough to stop one of the best setters in the Mid-American Conference with those back-to-back Setter of the Week award wins.
And the last one to win it was Kendall White for Ohio, but she's not here today. And Ohio gets that point, but it's kind of weird to see this Ohio Bobcat team without Kendall White. She is their normal go-to setter, but playing without her, that's why we've seen Grissett in this lineup. Is that one quick set? That's what Central Michigan wants to see, is those quick sets. Not maybe the cleanest one, but Brooklyn Connor still gets the kill there.
No, not very clean, but when you're that fast and your sets are so quick, the defense in the back line doesn't really have a chance to really know where it's going, and Connor right there just put it perfectly right in between everyone.
Already 2 kills there for Brooklyn Connor. Ties up her teammate Natalia Raymond with 2. Tip shot finds its way down right in front of Alina Anderson. I believe that was Bailey Blair.
Yeah, it was Blair once again. The team leader in kills. We highlighted her in the open. 7 straight matches with double-digit kills. She's really that go-to for this Bobcat attack.
Her second kill trails her teammate Gentry Brown with 4. Somebody's in the net. They say it's CMU, so point belongs to Ohio.
Just haven't really been able to see the Chippewas get into that offensive rhythm, that flow. Every single time that it feels like they're getting an opportunity, it's been them shooting themselves in the foot, just really making a lot of errors, which is what we saw on Tuesday against Eastern Michigan.
And the block straight down the combo of Gentry Brown and Waddell. It's too tough for Abby Olin. Is just a great start here from Ohio. They lead 13-8. We'll see if they can continue it on. Take a look at the MAC standings, and again, it's still Ball State clear at the top, 11-1, but that one loss is to Ohio. So Ohio creeping themselves back into it, along with Central Michigan. They're, like we mentioned before, they're just barely in if the season ended today.
Yeah, these matchups this weekend are going to be huge. Not a big difference from that 4 to about 8 range in the standings, and with those only the top 6 teams making the MAC tournament, these last few conference matchups are going to be key.
And both these teams have been on such a hot streak. We mentioned it. CMU winners of 6 of the last 8. Ohio winners of 7 of the last 8. And most importantly, what we mentioned, they won against Ball State. So they know that they can beat those top teams as well.
And that's got to give you just a lot of confidence to go out there and beat the team that nobody has been able to beat here in Mid-American Conference play. Just got to give your squad a whole lot of confidence going forward.
And off the timeout, Central Michigan scores 2 straight points. So whatever Coach Ariel Wilson said in the huddle seems to have worked. So Raymond back to serve. Normally goes with the power, but goes soft this time, and then smashed down by Abby Olin.
You saw that Ohio front line not expecting that softer serve from Natalia Raymond, and it sent a weak hit over the net and set up Abby Olin perfectly just to put that one down for a kill.
It's going to probably be the easiest kill she'll see all day.
For sure, and she'll take it.
Another soft serve, almost finds its way to the floor. Big swing from Gardner, tipped around. Back row attack, blocked and down, Natalia Raymond.
We compare Gentry to Natalia Raymond. She's had a hot start. Raymond now stepping up after this timeout saying, I want to take over. I want to get a few kills, coming in and making an impact.
Doing it from the back row. A couple serves also getting out of position. That time she goes with the power, right back over. Simply cannot get a hold of that serve from Natalia Raymond. 3 points going around for Central Michigan right now.
We're really seeing the Bobcats struggling, and both the middle blockers got Olin taking advantage. Now Brooklyn Connor stepping in, taking advantage for a kill.
That time she goes in between what she's been doing. Blocked again. CMU on a roll. 6 straight points.
Man, did that timeout work, just coming straight out. It's felt like a completely different team, some energy from this Chippewa squad.
This is kind of the energy we felt when they were playing Akron a couple weeks ago. Just the energy level was just off the charts, and we're finally feeling that now. Ohio finally gets the answer, ends that run, and ties it back up at 14.
That's just a good job of Ohio, too. When the momentum's starting to turn, just to settle down, calm down. Only a tied match right here at 14, and come away with that kill.
Just like Natalia's serve, this serve comes right back over. Ohio can't capitalize it initially anyways. Tight on the net, dunked down. There's Waddell again.
Once again, Ohio taking advantage of some CMU mistakes on offense, sending it over the net when they didn't want to, and Waddell just puts it down for the kill. Once again, probably one of the easier ones that she's going to get all night.
We've seen a couple of those just in the last few points. Connor can't get that one down. Here's Kildow. Great dig there from Anderson. Back row attack. Good little rally between these two. Mill sets up, quick set. Again, they're there. Gardner still can't finish it off. Right back on the side of Ohio. Nobody wants to give an inch on this point. Off the block and that out of position. Raymond was there if it wouldn't have been blocked. Point belongs to Ohio, and what a rally.
Great back and forth action on both sides. No one wanting to give away that point. Ohio ultimately off the tip block up front, gets away with it and gets the point.
Got to credit both sides there. Just the defense was on point. Diggs going all around. Let's see what this one brings. Again, another good dig. Kind of a free ball, a little swing on it though. Anderson a diving dig. And then the power from Taylor Kripe.
Once you get out of position against this Chippewa offense, they take advantage. Taylor Kripe, so powerful from that outside, comes away with the kill. And maybe that can start to settle her into this match a little bit. We've seen some errors from her, but right there gets the point for the Chippewas.
Yeah, a couple service errors, but getting the swing going, then maybe they'll get her serves going as well. Kildow, did you find the line? No, just missing it. Central Michigan takes the lead.
Man, that was close. Right down that line from Kildow. Looks like it was just outside, and CMU will take it.
Yeah, it was awfully close. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see a challenge out of Ohio on that one. Connor sets up to Olin. Tip shot. Set up far side. Gardner gets it down.
We've seen Ohio start to go to those outside hitters. They've seen some success on that far right side, and that's really kind of where their offenses came from. Nothing from the middle so far today, but really taking advantage on the outsides against the CMU defense.
We'll see if they keep going to that outside. Like you said, it's been working, so might as well. Set up, near side this time, and it doesn't work. So you're onto something there.
There you go. I should be coaching. Give me a clipboard. No, just another good opportunity, though, for the Bobcats. Just one of the errors that really, since that timeout, both sides have done a good job of limiting. We see one come through right there.
Olin gets the knuckleball over. Brissett. They go to the middle this time. There's Evans on the swing. Right back over Gardner. Might have been long. But here comes Kripe once again. Into the net and down. That's 4 hits. So now 2 straight points, or I guess traded points back and forth, but Ohio recaptures the lead.
Seen CMU since that timeout coming in, has cut this deficit, and now coming down to the wire in this first set. Each team, it's really going to be whoever plays the cleanest. That's what it's been so far in this first set, and why Ohio has that 1-point lead.
And then you talk about being clean, and they get a little messy. There's a service there, they're tied back up again. It's now that's now 1 service error for, or that's 2. The stats are behind a little bit apparently. A couple of service errors for Ohio. And like you said, it's kind of whoever's going to be the cleanest, the least amount of mistakes. There's a nice shot there from Ohio to recapture the lead. It just whoever can get on a little bit of a roll is going to capture this first set.
Kildow taking advantage of that CMU backline being a little too far back, and she's one of the offensive contributors for the Bobcats team, 3rd in the team with kills, coming into today with 190.
Here's Grace Thomas. Haven't seen much of her, but if she's going to swing like that, you want to keep going to her.
She's so good on that outside when she gets a good pass, and yet, like you said, one of the first times you've seen her get an opportunity to get on an attack, and she comes through right there.
Just her second attack there. Second one is good, and now she's back to serve. Yankee sets up. Country Brown blocks. Set up far side now. Blair just missing the line, and good job of Olin to let that one go.
Like you said, great job by her in that back line. Looked like she was ready to hit it the whole way, pulled the hands back, and a great read to give Chippewas a point and take the 1-point lead.
Going to force a timeout, or might have gotten a challenge actually on that one. Yeah, it looks like they are going to take a look at that and see if it was in or maybe touched by Olin. Definitely wasn't touched by Olin. Tough to see on that angle whether or not it's in or not.
Olin calling it the whole way. See her, she's got her hand up, yelling, that's out, that's out. Maybe convincing that official on the far side to call it out was hard to tell on that replay.
But the initial ruling again was in favor of Central Michigan. Another angle. It looks like it might have, it looks, I think it hit the line.
I agree. It definitely looks like it hits the line. Almost a good read by Olin, but it looks like the Bobcats are going to take this point and even it up.
Still taking a look at it, or I guess actually he's talking over the scorer's table, so it looks like we have a call. And it was indeed in, just hit that line, so it'll be 20-19 in favor of the Bobcats. So good challenge there from the interim head coach. We'll see who can push a couple of points here to the, now we're in the clutch time. And then what a crazy serve. Somehow gets the ace, just hung up on the net and found its way down. Good job by Ricketts. I guess maybe a little luck, I guess.
I think if you asked her, she might say, hey, I meant to do that the whole way, but just clips the net, gets that whole CMU defense stepping back and gets the point and gives it right back right there.
Maybe she was trying to do it. She went back into the net. That time it didn't go over, though. So just trades points, gets the ace, then the air. So we'll see if CMU can go on a little run as they trail by 1. Here's Mill. Sends it over. Yankee sets up. Mill, quick set off the chest there of Hickey. Far side, Raymond off the block again. And blocked, and nobody's home. Tied up now.
Connor wanted the kill on that initial attack that Hickey stopped and dug out, but comes right there with the block and gets the Chippewas a point. You've seen her early, especially ever since she's been put in this rotation, just making an impact on the attack and on the defensive end.
It makes it hard for her to go out, and just a miss hit there from Connor. Just kind of deer in the headlights, saw it coming right over, was ready for it, and then just miss hit.
It was set up too good for her. She went up and just a little bit of miscommunication there from Raymond and Connor. See him talking it over, just a tough one if you're CMU to give away that point, especially so late in this first set.
Yeah, these points, when you get to that 20-point range, are just so important. And fortunately for CMU, they get that error right back, so tied up again.
It's really been a struggle, especially on the Ohio side. 5 service errors now in this first set. CMU has limited them ever since those first few minutes, but now Raymond here needs a good serve.
Goes with the soft serve. Brissett sits up, middle attack, and it's down. Waddell having a nice little game so far. So can Ohio close this out? You mentioned how much of a hot streak they've been on, winners of 2 straight. They've swept their last 2 games. Here's Owen, the chip shot, and I think if Hickey maybe would have let that go, it would have been out of bounds, but it's a point to CMU.
Looked like she was just a little bit in between there, almost like she tried to pull her hand back at the very last second. You see the frustration on her face. It would have been close, but CMU taking advantage now.
Somebody's got to score 2 straight points. Get in the server in Rainey Wademan. Had a near ace last time she served. This time, handled pretty well. Good dig and great job by Hickey to track that thing down. Dunk down. Maddie Long gets it to a set point.
Great dig right there. Just amazing effort on both sides. The initial dig on the CMU end, it was perfectly placed to that Bobcat defense scrambling, but they set themselves up to get the kill, and now 1 point away from winning this first set.
See if Ohio can continue that hot streak and finish it out, but no, another service error, the 6th one in just this first set.
And you got to think if you're Ohio, if they end up falling in this one, those missed opportunities, those service errors, those are going to be the ones that when they go to sleep tonight, they're still going to be thinking about having nightmares over.
As they return it right back, so again, another set point for Ohio. We'll see if they can serve it cleanly. Like you said, those serves are going to be haunting them if they can't capture this first set. Yankee will be back to serve. It's 25 aces on the season. We're going to get a timeout before that happens. Just kind of regather, resettle down. That's a pretty good timeout there from Coach Wilson.
Maybe icing the server a little bit, getting some thoughts going in the head. But like you said, Yankee, she's the 6th in the MAC in service aces. If Ohio wants anybody back there serving this one, it's her.
She does have 25 service errors, though. I don't want to bring any bad juju on them, but they have had a lot of those, so hopefully that doesn't happen for them. A little run here. We've seen Ohio just great swings. That one by Gentry Brown, just they look like they've dominated, but they just are only up by 1 at this point.
And it's really been those errors because in the kill category, it's really been all Ohio. They've set themselves up for good opportunities, but have just kind of let CMU hang around in this first set. And the Chippewas, they've taken advantage. Got to give them credit, too.
Now they got on that little, it was a 6-point run to CMU that got them back into it. And then it's really just been, like you said, the errors by Ohio that's kept them in it to this point. We got extra volleyball already in set 1, so I think we're in for a good little game here between these two.
Yeah, these two teams so tightly contested. We saw it in the standings, we saw it in the records, and we're getting a good glimpse of tonight that this one could go the distance, and even tomorrow, these are going to be 2 really competitive volleyball matches.
And the funny thing is, though, that both these teams, in majority of their wins, they've been sweeps. So obviously somebody has to win here today, but you can't really imagine that either team is going to sweep each other because of how well both teams have been playing. Match point is off the block and down in favor of CMU, so extra volleyball still. Yeah, but we might get a challenge.
Wasn't sure if someone might have been in the net for CMU. Kripe comes away, though, with the point.
You see that net move a lot. And we are going to get a challenge to see whether or not Taylor Kripe was in the net. It's a good challenge. We're at the end of this. It'd be a win for them, so I can't blame Coach Brinkman for challenging it because it could result in a win.
For sure, and it was tough to see live, but like you said, there was a lot of movement at the net. We get a look here.
It's tough to see if it's Taylor Kripe's hand that makes that net move so much or if it was just the ball that got into the net.
Yeah, look on that follow through. Maybe clip the top of the net.
It looks like the ball gets hit off the hands there of the Ohio players. It hits off the top of the net. Like you said, it kind of looks like on that follow through, maybe hits the bottom of the net. That's why it kind of snapped up so much.
Yeah, I think if you're the ref, you're looking for if anything else besides her hand could have caused that. It's kind of hard to tell. It doesn't look like any Ohio defenders in it, but it looked like Kripe's hand, especially on this replay. Shout out to our crew. Was definitely clipped that top of the net.
It looks like she kind of gets, like you said, her hand just kind of gets into the middle of the net there. And that's why that net was moving so much. I thought it was just because the ball just hit it so aggressively, but it looks like she kind of did bring that net down a little bit. We're going to take a long look at that because it's not obvious from that angle. It looks to me that she was in the net, but it's not obvious. But it looks like we do have a call. They're going to talk it over the scorer's table, and then we'll get the results. And then they're going to leave it with CMU, actually. So we continue on here in set number 1.
Bit surprising, but you do like to see, like, if there's some uncertainty, and especially such a big call in the match, just to whatever it is on the court, just leave it there. Don't make any changes.
And I think that's kind of what the official was talking over there with Coach Brinkman, and where it's tough to tell, so they kind of had to stick with the initial call is what I'm assuming that conversation was. So still, somebody's got to score 2 straight points to take this first set. Swears the knuckleball. Yankee. Mills sets up far side to Raymond. Brown easily there. Maddie Long. Just some light hits. Nobody's wanting to be super aggressive. They just want to make sure they get it over the net at this point. It comes right back. Hickey sets up. And it goes down. Maddie Long, kind of an unorthodox point there, but they get it nonetheless.
And it looked like that Chippewa backline was almost a little confused. A little bit of miscommunication. Swears there in the back just kind of wasn't really sure which way to go and was a step late, and Ohio gets the point.
I think they were confused because they didn't know if they were going to hit it one more time to set it up, because that was only the second hit on that one. Here's Thomas, the answer. Nobody wants to give up set 1.
Just back and forth on both sides. Thomas on that outside. When she gets set up with her momentum going forward, it's so difficult to stop. So much power behind every swing.
And after she got the kill last time she served, and we see it once again. Sends it over, Hickey. Set up. Gentry Brown goes way too long. So now the first set point for CMU.
Looked like the Ohio side kind of wanted a tip up front. They're pointing at that back ref.
But unfortunate for Ohio, they're out of challenges.
Yeah, you're exactly that. You're right.
Use both challenges, so we can't use it on this one. But they're going to get the point right back, so ball don't lie.
Both sides just want to stay in this first set right here. Nobody can just take advantage. Every time they go up 1, it feels like there's an error, something going wrong on either side.
If it keeps going like this, we might just have to say whoever wins this first set wins the whole match. Connor gets it over. Brown dunks it off the block, so another set point for Ohio. Can they close it off? Last time that Ricketts was back there, she got an ace, but also had a service there, but she gets the ace again. So the first set belongs to Ohio after a crazy back and forth action. We're in store for a long set here, or a long match here if it continues like this, but I'm excited for it. Don't go anywhere, you're watching ESPN+.
Both teams had matchups this past Tuesday, Central versus Eastern and Ohio versus Kent State. Central ended up dropping that match, ending their 5-game win streak, and that definitely could have messed with their momentum, and we're kind of seeing that from them in the first set. There's been some minor errors, but also Ohio is just amped up from sweeping Kent State on Tuesday. Having momentum going into a road game is crucial, and we saw this right when they came out. They are confident. We are seeing strong kills from Gentry Brown, and Ohio is just finding Central's weak spots. So let's see if Central can turn things around here in the second set.
Glad to see that indeed, but both teams, they just played very evenly, as you see, went into extra points in that first set. So it's not really that either team is above one another. They're just that even. Ohio found a little edge, though.
Like you said, just perfectly evenly matched on both sides. They really felt it in that first set. We saw it in the first set, too. It's going to come down to whoever plays clean. Those errors, Ohio honestly got lucky there. Not lucky, but they're taking advantage of having so many errors in that first set, and being able to work through it and end up winning that first set was huge.
6 hitting errors, 6 service errors. It's not normally the formula for winning, but they got it done at least in that first set. To see if they clean it up, or we'll have to see if CMU can kind of find that formula to get back in the winners column. Kind of maybe a little depleting loss, losing a sweep against Eastern on Tuesday, like Tessa mentioned. And on the other side, it's been all momentum. Last 2 games for Ohio were both sweeps. Thomas to start it off. She's blocked and out of bounds, so first point belongs to CMU.
I'd be interested to see if the Chippewas go to Grace Thomas a little bit more in this second set. We only saw 4 total attacks from her, but 2 kills. She was efficient in the times that the Chippewa offense ran through her, and we see her right there at the beginning of this second set getting that kill.
And so now up to 3 with that one. Blair, she's been good, gets that one straight down.
And you see why she leads the team in kills. The power right there on that swing. No chance for that Chippewa defense, putting it right in a perfect spot.
Now she joins Waddell, Long, and Brown, all with 4 kills to lead the way for the match. And blocked again. We mentioned that Ohio wasn't a good blocking team, but they've been shown otherwise.
Hey, they're going against the stats, going against the numbers. That's why we play the match. And coming in, that front line of this defense, this Ohio defense, they've been able to disrupt this Chippewa offense and not really allow them to get into a rhythm.
We'll see if Freeman can get it over the block. She gets it through the block this time, ties it back up at 2 apiece. And they feature Natalia Raymond a lot. She's already up to 13 attacks. She's also up to 4 kills as well. Short serve, barely gets over. Quick set and down. Good swing there from Sierra Evans.
The quick set there from Ohio, taking a page out of CMU's book, but Evans just takes advantage. That Chippewa backline, that Chippewa front line really weren't expecting it.
You mentioned it, CMU's normally known for that quick offense, but great job by Ohio to return the favor, and they go to the quick set, and this time it goes long, so their offense that normally works for them, they're working for Ohio instead.
You see another error from CMU, setting up Brooklyn Connor for a great opportunity, just a little too much power on that swing going out of play.
Ricketts finished it off with the ace, but doesn't get it down this time. It's blocked, but it stays on the side of Ohio. They seem to have Natalia's number a little bit, but fortunately she's had just enough power to get those last 2 kills.
That's why she's so good. That's why she's second in the team in kills and really one of the go-tos for this Chippewa attack because of that power. Even when that front line gets up and is in a good position to block it, it's so hard to even get good contact and be able to block it down on the other side.
We say that Ohio was over the net, so point belongs to CMU, so we're tied again at 4 apiece. It just continues to go back and forth. First set, nobody had a clear advantage. And again here in the second set, it's looking the same. Set up, far side, and blocked. Abby Olin and Brooklyn Connor teaming up.
You got so much height right there from Connor at 6'3", then you got Olin at 6'3" as well. That's so difficult for any attack to get it over those two. And right there, they do a great job of blocking it down.
Abby Olin is just a tough one to get it over. Has 20 solo blocks on the season, and there's another block. Ohio just can't even get over the net at this point.
No, and that was Kripe that time going up, showing off that vertical and blocking it straight down. She's got 4 solo blocks on the year out of her 23 total. She can get up there and make a difference on the defensive side.
You know she has the hops. You can see how much power she gets behind her attacks as well. And another block. It's a block party.
And you see the flex from Connor right there. Just the momentum, some confidence going up. They can't get it over the net at all against this Chippewa defense.
You can almost see the frustration on the Ohio side. I mean, I would be depleted as well. It's now, 4 or 5 straight blocks? It's blocked again, but this time it finds its way over. Kripe, the power, it's blocked. They're returning the favor. Bailey Blair is pumped up.
She could also block it herself. 43 on the year, 4 solo, getting her 5th solo block right there, going up one-on-one with Kripe and winning that battle.
And I mean, you know how much power Kripe has behind that, so that just the block just looks that much more powerful when you can get it on her. Near pancake, but it finds its way down. Connor, another kill.
Just doing what she's done ever since being put back into this rotation, just making an impact in the middle and lots of quick sets. It's been working. Saw that this is the second time this set that we've seen Connor go up and get a kill just like that.
She's second in the MAC in hitting percentage as well, too, so she's extremely efficient when she does get her opportunities. And again, CMU was able to block it, but weren't really sure where it went off the block, and nobody was there for it.
Like you said, she's been so efficient. Last game against Eastern was the only match since she's been put back in the rotation where she's been at an under 300 hitting percentage. That was one of the reasons why the Chippewas ended up falling in that sweep, and you've seen the reasoning of why they keep trying to get her so many opportunities on the attack.
Ball's been batted around. Olin finds the line, gets it down. I believe this is CMU's largest lead to this point.
And you're seeing them start to spread the ball around, getting attacks from Thomas, Raymond, Connor, and then Olin right there getting an opportunity. And she's had a great offensive start to this one. Her 5th kill right there.
She's been quiet the last couple of weeks, at least offensively. There's a nice swing there from Gardner. But it's good to see Olin get that offense going a little bit.
Yeah, we know how good she is on the defensive side, going up there able to block shots, but getting her some opportunities on the attack and getting her in a rhythm can really be huge for this Chippewa team.
To be tight on the net. Battles won by Ohio. 2 straight points for the Bobcats.
Just no team can really get out to that huge lead. CMU gets out to the 4-point lead, and the Bobcats come right back with 2 points of their own, trying to trim this one down.
And Sierra Evans doing a good job of recognizing that, and then it's going to be an ace. Good hustle, but can't quite get there. So they're down 3, and now all of a sudden they're tied.
Just like that. It's so quick, so in a moment you could be up 4 points and a few errors, few mistakes don't go your way, and you're right back in it.
Now it's 3 aces for Ohio, no aces so far for CMU. Big block, and I thought it came back on the side of CMU, but I guess it stayed on the side of Ohio, so CMU finally able to end that streak.
And we see Thomas get another opportunity, getting her 4th kill. Starting to see the kill count start to rise and just spread out across the CMU's team.
Couple with 5, couple with 4. Thomas with 4. Brissett sets up far side. Off the block. Good job by Mill to track that down. Raymond off the block and down. Natalia up to 6 kills.
And there's a reason why she's got 15 total attacks so far. She's one of the top offensive players in the MAC and one of the top for the CMU team. And she's efficient, and we've seen it so far early.
6 kills, 5 digs for her. She had a streak where she had 5 straight double-doubles, well on pace for that. As point is returned, or CMU gets a point again. And that's just really how this game of volleyball works. One team gets on a run, and you think the momentum goes all the way in their favor, then finally a team side gets the side out, and then they get on a run themselves, and all of a sudden it's back to that 3-point lead. Tipped over and down right in between everybody. So we'll see does Ohio get 3 straight points now after they score?
It feels like it. The way that this match has gone so far, it really does. Right there, Sierra Evans, she's starting to make a difference, especially when she's been in the middle. That's her 3rd kill of this match.
I didn't see a lot of her in that first match. I believe she got one of her 3 kills in that first set, but like you mentioned, has been going to a little bit more often here in the second set. Thomas can't get it down. There's Evans again, right back over. Evans again, and that would have been out, I'm pretty sure. Would have been awfully close. Blair can't get that one down. CMU finally sets up their offense. Thomas goes too long. No touch. So point, that's 2 straight points. Could it be a third?
One away. You're calling it announcer jinx right here.
It's been a run of 3s. We'll see if it ends or if it continues. Looks like they were talking about maybe challenging it, but now Keelan Mill's going to talk with the up official.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty obvious that wasn't touched on the Thomas attack. Just a little bit too much power over to send it back over that back line.
Trying to lip read, but it's kind of tough from that angle to see what they're saying. But whatever it was, they're at peace with it. So we'll see if Ohio can indeed score 3 straight points or if CMU can recapture a 2-point lead. Back row attack from Swears. Good dig there from Brown. Blair gets it down, so there's 3 straight points. It just continues.
Just perfectly placed there from Blair on that left side, attacking from the right on the outside. Whole CMU defensive back line shifted, and she put it in that left corner where nobody was there.
Yankee serves again. Swears doing a good job getting that up. Raymond tips it over. Good dig there from Yankee. Off the block, good dig, and it's going to stay inbounds too. Miscommunication almost gets down. Big swing, Anderson, can Mill get to it? Barely. What a little rally we got going on here. Another great effort. Who's going to take it? A pancake. This is incredible. The effort from everybody on full display. Who's going to give an inch? Back row attack, Swears. My goodness, great effort between both teams. CMU gets the point, and we'll have to see if that provides a little spark.
Like you said, those long rallies, they can provide a spark, just a little momentum. You heard the crowd get into it, everybody on the edge of their seats waiting to see who can come away with that point, and the Chippewas, they get it right there.
And after a long one, we get a quick point. Ohio reties it back up.
And the Bobcats might have found something in the second set with Evans in the middle. A couple quick sets to her, and that's her 4th kill of this second set.
I think it's just that CMU's not expecting it. They normally go to Gentry Brown, go to Bailey Blair, and they've been going to the middle instead. CMU goes to the middle but can't get the same results. This time Evans can't get it down. Mill, tight on the net. Battle. I think it's rewarded to CMU, but I'm just surprised they didn't call it in the net there by Keelan Mill. And a surprising no challenge either.
Yeah, it was tough to tell she went up, but looks like it goes to CMU there.
A timeout here, so we're going to take a timeout with them, but it's Ohio who leads 14-13 here in set 2. There was a stretch where Ohio just simply couldn't get it over the net. Just the blockers were unbeatable by CMU for a while.
Yeah, it was then Connor and Owen in that front line. Even Taylor Craig getting the action, going up and showing off that vertical. We've seen that Chippewa front line really make an impact and kind of flip momentum a bit in this second set towards that CMU side.
But it is still Ohio who holds that lead, but CMU only 2 blocks in the first set, already 4 in the second one. Raymond gets the fingertips on it, barely gets it over. Connor fading away, gets it over. Now Brown swings away into the net and under the net. Point belongs to CMU. Just keep going back and forth. No team can get a little edge. We've seen 3-point leads by CMU, but that's as big as it's been here in the second set.
We talked about in the open how hot both these teams have been ever since that 0-4 start in conference play, and we've seen how tightly contested it's been so far through 1.5 sets.
If Bailey Blair can swing like that, they might find themselves in the lead by a couple more than just 2 or 3. Blair's been on fire. That's her 6th kill. Ties the match lead with Natalia Raymond. She tries to get her 7th, and she will get her 7th, so now she takes the lead in kills.
So much power there from Raymond. A few of the last couple of attacks came with a little bit of those softer shots, a little finesse, and right there switches it up, comes with a powerful strike, and gets the kill.
And when she gets those finesse shots, you're just kind of anticipating them, but then when she finally switches the gear and goes for the power, it just catches you so off guard. That one hits the net, or actually the pole, so point belongs to CMU again.
And the Chippewa front line's been a great job of just making it chaotic up front. Kripe over there not giving the Ohio attacker a whole lot of room, and ends up hitting the pole, gets CMU the point.
We showed that block melt. It's definitely got to be in the back of their heads that it's tough to get it over, but that time they get it through and tie it back up at 16.
I guess if you want to avoid that front line, just get it over quick, those quick sets that we've seen the Bobcats use a little bit in this second set, and they found some success with that.
Now, Waddell's had a nice little roll as well. Waddell and Evans in the middle. They've seen a little more action probably than they're maybe used to, but that's because it's been working. Can't quite get that one down. Tip shot. Far side, it's Brown. Mills sets up. Kripe off the block and down. CMU again recapturing the lead.
Just no shot with that power. The 4th kill of the match for Taylor Kripe. And hasn't really had too many attack opportunities in this second set. But now when CMU's needing some points, going to their kill leader.
Back to serve again, it's Wademan. Sends it over. Kind of jumped too early to Gardner, so kind of an easier block there. I guess they actually call it 4 hits, never got over the net. So 2 straight points for CMU.
One of the few mistakes we've seen on either side really in the second set. Both teams have really cleaned it up since that first set that had so many errors.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the errors were the focal point, but now it's just been great volleyball on both sides. Neither team really playing bad necessarily. CMU just finds themselves up by 2 points.
It feels like when one team finds something, the other team answers right back. Nobody can really just get that edge, and it feels like that's how it's gonna be all night. That no team is ever gonna take one of those huge leads or run away with any set. That they're all gonna come down to the wire.
So the biggest run we've had is CMU in that first set, scoring 6 straight points. However, they were down, so it just tied it back up. But let's take a look at the kind of the tale of the 2 seasons for both these teams. They both started 0-4, but now they found themselves in the MAC tournament. If the season ended today, they'd be in it.
And you got to give both teams a whole lot of credit for not panicking. Going down 0-4 in conference play, that can really be the end of your season, just losing your confidence. But both teams knew what kind of teams they wanted to be at the end of the year, and they found a way ever since then to just go on huge winning streaks on both sides.
And just kind of to shuffle some rotations, find that right kind of spark that works for them. Both coaches being in their first season as head coaches, because you bring in the interim head coach for the Bobcats. It takes a little time to figure out what works for your team.
For sure, another voice, maybe a new system. And those things, they take time to adjust to, especially with both coaches kind of coming in late in each of the cycles. So we kind of expected that slower start at the beginning of the year, but both teams have really found their footing here in conference play.
That's what makes this game so much more important, because they sit right on the edge of MAC tournament contention. As Ohio off the timeout gets the point.
Waddell, she's been so efficient. Her 6th kill and only 9 attacks, just been really good for this Ohio attack here in this match.
Normally more of a blocker, but like you said, getting into those kills, she has had at least 7 kills in all but one match in 11 of her last 12. Thomas with the big swing. Great answer from CMU.
It's been all night on both sides. Every time anybody tries to take a lead, and Thomas right there, we've seen a lot more of her in this second set, and she's come through with multiple kills.
There's Kildau. We haven't seen much of her in this second set. Kripe off the block, and that's aggressively sent straight back, and CMU just can't quite handle it.
Bobcats really just changing some norms. Multiple blocks here in this match so far. We talked about it last in the conference in blocks per set, but they've been able to cause a little chaos up front.
It's kind of giving those hitters a little trouble, but there's those service errors. We haven't seen much in this second set, but there were 6 of them for Ohio in that first set. Now kind of showing up a little bit.
Yeah, and as the second set starts to wind down and points become at a premium, those ones really hurt.
Yeah, Ohio had a bunch of those down the stretch in that first set too, so it's kind of not what you want to see if you're Coach Brinkman, seeing those service errors pop up here late in the set again. Here's Yankee, sets up far side. Good dig there from Anderson. Raymond sends it down, but out of bounds, goes around the pole. Good effort, though, from CMU.
Yeah, tough angle there from Raymond. Great effort by Anderson getting that dig. Ohio, though, answering right back after the air and getting themselves another serve opportunity.
She found the right spot. It's just, unfortunately, I don't think she was fully aware of where she was on the court, so goes around that post instead. So Yankee trying to tie things up. Mill, far side. Thomas can't get that one down. Far side to Kildau, and it finds its way down. We're tied again.
Just perfectly placed there. That CMU backline anticipating that powerful attack, and just Kildau putting it right in between all of them and getting another kill. And like you said, locking this one up at 20 apiece.
Neither team wants to give an inch. Ohio took the first one, 29-27. We're going to get extra volleyball in set 2 again. Evans can't quite get that down. They set back up. Now it's Blair, a nice swing. Seems like every time they go to Bailey Blair, she chooses the power, and it's been working.
And it's been efficient. 7 kills on those 12 attacks. Has had some errors and some struggles, but when Ohio has needed her the most, she's come through and gotten those points.
She's just a freshman, just playing incredibly well. She leads her team in kills. So it's just so incredibly fortunate for this Ohio team to have a freshman come in and step up like she has.
For sure, and that's so hard coming on campus, not really knowing where your spot is on the team. And the Chippewas had the same thing with the freshman Taylor Kripe. It's just so amazing that both those freshmen have been able to come in and make an impact, and both teams hoping that they got them for 3 more years after this and can really develop them.
Yeah, just we look at them, those 2 freshmen, they've been so good for each team. We mentioned both of them leading their teams in kills throughout the season, and just look at those stats. That's not what you see from a typical freshman.
No, it's not common at all. Most of the time you're leaning on those veteran players for those attacks because freshmen sometimes can make some errors, have some mistakes, but both of these two have really been able to come into this conference and make an impact.
And they've been kind of leading the way. I guess it's been more of an Natalia Raymond so far in this game, but Taylor Kripe has definitely made her imprint on this game, and obviously it's definitely been Bailey Blair, the star so far for Ohio. So again, Ohio, they find themselves finally up ahead again. It's been all CMU. I can't say it's been all CMU. They've been ahead for majority of this set, but Ohio finally finding themselves in the lead, 21-20, but tied right back up.
Raymond, she's had a lot of opportunities, but she's been able to come through every time. Ohio, they rally off some points, kind of maybe stealing some momentum, and the Chippewas right out of that timeout come away and get that kill.
Thomas sends it back over, kind of gets him out of position, so nice little serve. He barely gets over, too. Mills sends it right back, kind of trying to catch them sleeping. Raymond, kind of a knuckle shot, it's blocked, but they say actually it stayed in the net, so it's 4 hits. It's kind of an unforced error there from CMU.
Yeah, it looked like Raymond maybe mistimed her jump a little bit, really couldn't get any power on that, and just got caught in the net.
But they are going to challenge that because I thought it was tipped, so I thought it was going to be they play on, but they said it was in the net. It definitely kind of hit off a body part, maybe through the net of one of those players. And it looks like it hits off the arm there.
Yeah, it looked like that Ohio defender jumps up. Raymond gets it, and from my view, too, it looks like it got that left arm.
It definitely did touch the net as well, but I think it got more of the arm of Bailey Blair, and if that is what they ruled that, then I'm assuming we're going to get a redo of that play since there wasn't they stopped the play, so can't really see who gets that actual point. Get a look at the net cam there, and that one doesn't have me quite as convinced.
Yeah, it's hard. That angle, it looks like it gets the net. Not really. Maybe her arm flexes a little bit like it hit it, but it's that angle, it almost looks like it does only hit the net.
Yeah, that first angle, it looked like it hit the arm of Bailey Blair, but that one, it definitely hits the net first. And maybe off the ricochet, it kind of glances off the arm of Blair, but looks like we have a call here. I'll relay the scores table, and they are going to stick with it. So yeah, that second angle definitely showed that it kind of stuck on the net and just went straight back. So again, Ohio finds themselves back in the lead, 22-21. We've been going back and forth, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see this second set go above 25 as well. Mills sets up. Raymond. Brown is there. Blair, push shot, nice spot. Great effort from Anderson to get that up. Blair this time goes with the power, says you're not getting this one.
Anderson had no shot on that one. Blair with so much power on that attack from the outside, gets the set and just puts it right down for the point.
You see Elena Anderson, she's just laughing after that one. There was nothing she could do with that. So 2 points away. Can Ohio close it out? Just missing the line. Set point for Ohio. It looked like Central Michigan had the lead this whole set, but now all of a sudden we get down the stretch and Ohio just has been dominating the last few points. Raymond trying to put an end to it. It's blocked. They go back to her. This time gets it over. Can Blair finish it off? She can! Another powerful swing results in a 2-0 lead here for Ohio. Can Ohio close it out? They've won in sweeps in their last two. Can they make it 3 in a row? We'll be back on ESPN Plus. kind of mentioned we kind of mentioned how important these matches is going to be between these two teams and how they kind of need to win to stay in this MAC tournament. But if the season were to end today, both teams would be in.
Yeah, and especially because of those starts that each team had going down 0-4, to be able to re-enter yourself back into that top 6, these last few matches in conference play are going to be huge for both teams.
It kind of seems like they're going to have to work themselves to get into that semifinal round because they are kind of back a ways. And I mean, when Ball State's at 11-1, it's kind of hard to get themselves into it. But you look at there, if it stayed as is, Ohio, if they won against Bowling Green, they'd face off Ball State, and they beat them in a sweep.
Yeah, that's the last team that the Cardinals want to face are the Bobcats, especially after beating them in that last time out.
We'll be back here for that set 3. We'll see if Ohio can finish off with a sweep or not here on ESPN+.
They have between their under and upperclassmen, much like Central. Some players that Central need to continue to look out for in this match today is freshman Bailey Blair. She is a threat at the net, and she is a big reason that Ohio was able to pull #1 in the MAC, Ball State's first conference upset. Another key player is junior Gentry Brown, who is consistently a leading scorer, who also put up 12 points against Ball State. These two have already been consistent today, and if they can keep that up, this match may be in Ohio's favor.
And they've won those first 2, so they're trying for that sweep once again. Bailey Blair, like you mentioned, she's right on the edge of double-digit kills once again for her 8th straight time. We'll see if she can do it.
Yeah, she had some struggles in that first set, had a few errors, but in that second set, she really took over with 6 kills there to get her total up to 9. She's been the go-to for the Bobcats offensively, and it's really been one of the reasons why they've been so successful as of late in conference play.
Gentry Brown, she's in maybe a double-double watch, kind of, has 5 kills, 7 digs. She has 6 on the season as well. So does Natalia Raymond. She's also double-double watch, 7 and 7 for her.
Yeah, she's done a great job of just taking the load off of Blair, just getting someone else to get some attacks, and she's gotten a lot of opportunities, 12 total attacks, 5 kills, and like you said, 7 digs, a chance for another one of those double-doubles.
We'll see if CMU has an answer, though. They've been right there, only lost 29-27 that first set, and they had the lead majority of that second set, just kind of faltered towards the end.
Yeah, and it really wasn't the errors, just kind of some execution on both sides. Ohio started to get that offensive rhythm going. The Chippewas couldn't really ever answer back, but now it's going to have to be 3 straight. You don't really have a whole lot of opportunities to mess up or a lot of mistakes.
They're going to have to look for the reverse sweep, and they get to start off serving. It's Izzy Swears. Sends it over. Here comes that Ohio offense. Miscommunication. There's one of the few errors we've seen the last set and a half or so from Ohio.
And that's the start for CMU that you want. Just, getting that first point, getting some confidence, and now trying to rally some points off of these serves.
Here's Swears again. Short and into the net, so they return the air right back.
Maybe we're just going back to the way the first set started, just transforming back some errors on both sides so far early.
Hopefully we remain our fairly clean volleyball we had in that second set. It was much more entertaining to watch, as that one might have been out of bounds. That was on a line. But here comes CMU. They go with a push shot. They say it was a double hit, though, so it's going to be point to Ohio.
We jinxed it. We talked about it on that second set, how clean each team has played, a little bit of sloppiness on both sides, but Ohio taking advantage.
We'll see if we can get a kind of a clean point. No, we can't. Right off the official, another service there.
We're just going to blame this on us. This is our fault.
Purely the announcer's jinx at this point. But we're tied. It's been keeping tradition. We keep going back and forth. Neither team is going, well, get it right back. I don't even know what to say at this point anymore.
Both sides just trying to get some confidence going, just find that first set, first serve, that first point, just a good offensive possession, a good attack from either side.
There's a clean one, but it's a quick result, so I guess we're keeping it in fashion that way. It's an ace for Ricketts.
One of the better servers on this Ohio team coming into today with 23 aces, gets another, and Coach Wilson wants a timeout after the sloppy start.
Yeah, not ideal for either team. It's kind of a weird start to this third set. Ohio has the lead, and overall with the 2-0 lead, and they're up now 4-2. We'll see if it cleans up here a little bit. Ricketts back to serve. She just tied her career high in aces with 3, but then gets it right into the net with a service error.
Now an opportunity here for CMU, just hasn't really been able to put together anything offensively in this third set. A serve here trying to get a couple points to stack on top of each other.
The only clean point, if you will, has been that ace from Ricketts. Otherwise, it's been all errors both ways. And there's a blocking error, but it's still a kill, so that's maybe the most satisfying point we've had so far to this point in this third set.
We've seen Brown get another attack opportunity, gets her sixth kill this match. Again, yeah, like you said, one of those first clean points of this third set.
Comes right back and straight back down. Gardner sends it back. Now a 3-point lead for Ohio.
We've seen on that CMU side just a little out of sorts. That dig there, just getting it over the net when the CMU didn't really want it, and it set up Ohio for an easy opportunity to get the kill.
Hannah Langton checks in for Izzy Schweers. First time we're seeing Langton. She played extended amount of time when Alina Anderson was out, was wearing the libero jersey. Big swing off the chest of Hickey, somehow gets it up cleanly. Quick set, finds its way over, and then straight back over on CMU's side. Here's Olin, tip shot. Far side, Gardner kind of miss-hit there for both on the set and by Gardner. Another error, just right on cue.
Just was never really able to get her footing and be able to jump up, and just miscommunication, just a little sloppiness for that Bobcat attack.
Still waiting to see that kind of energy between these two teams that we saw in the second set. We know both teams are very capable of it. There's a little bit of it. There's Waddell getting the answer.
Another quick set from Ohio, just getting a good quick opportunities. And CMU, they've really struggled to defend it.
And the middle, there's some of those swing shots. Waddell's done a really good job again, now up to 7 kills. Right back over, there's her 8th.
Ohio really just kind of smothering CMU right now, taking advantage of the Chippewas, who have been all out of sorts ever since the beginning of this third set, now taking that 4-point lead.
It's now 2 in the last couple of points where we've seen off the serve. It goes right back on the side of Ohio, and then a near ace. It's going to be an ace. Momentum fully in favor of Ohio.
And that's why they swept the last 2 matches, why they've won 7 of their last 8. They're just constantly attacking, and wearing teams out.
They're just consistently applying that pressure just with the serves, with the hits, whatever it may be. And they're also incredible on the defense. We've seen tremendous digs from them. That time we don't get one. CMU finally gets a point, something they need to get themselves back into it.
They finally set up that attack, get Taylor Kripe with that momentum going forward and that powerful strike to get that kill.
See, that sparks a little momentum as Wademan sends it over. One-handed set and just kind of miscommunication. Just Rissa didn't really have a clean opportunity to set that and just we weren't really sure what was happening there.
Yeah, that Ohio attack just a little out of sorts there. CMU takes advantage, railing off two straight points.
Third set, it's still just been extremely sloppy on both sides. We're trading points kind of back and forth a little bit, but again, another error that just keep piling on for both teams. But fortunately for both sides, it's not too crazy one way or the other.
For sure, no team has really been able to take advantage of these errors and opportunities, just kind of giving them right back to each other.
Set up by Grissett. Kildow. Easy dig there from Wademan. Raymond sends it over. And it eventually finds its way down, hit off the net, hit off the back of the head of Waddell, and finally gets the kill.
Raymond, we've seen her a lot on the outside, that time with a bit of a back row attack that works for the Chippewas, and they've trimmed this deficit to only 1.
It just kind of looked like Ohio was about to run away with it, but now it's been a little run here from CMU. Wademan's been on the service run of it. Kildow tries to get it off the block, and she gets it down off of it. Now a 2-point lead for Ohio. The second kill there from Kildow. She kind of got out. She was getting a lot of attacks in that first set, but just kind of has been really quiet ever since. Kripe sends it over and finds an opening. The bench of Ohio is asking that it went around the post, and they're talking about it, maybe get a challenge. But we won't, but it looked like it was awfully close. It's kind of tough to tell from this angle, but the assistant coaches were immediately calling for that, but no challenge. Yankee sets up Evans, and she gets it down again. Incredible efficiency so far from Evans.
And that's why they've continually went back to her on those quicker sets in the middle. She's just been so good at really putting it where the Chippewa defense isn't.
Here's Yankee back to serve again. Knuckleball, handled pretty well from Raymond. Kripe the power, gets it down. CMU won't go away.
You see when the Chippewas get that clean set from Mills, setting up Kripe, so much power behind all those attacks, and so difficult for that Bobcat front line to go up and block it. Just hits off the side of their hand and goes out of play.
Now, they were in position, they just couldn't quite get it on the right side. It went off them to the right. Let's see if CMU can make it 2 in a row. Tight on the net. Just kind of have to get a free ball over. Mills sets up to Raymond. And of course, she gets it down again. 8 kills now for Natalia.
She's tallying them up, and they continue to go back to her, just switching it up with some finesse shots, some power like that kill right there. Just so tough to defend.
8 digs, 8 kills for Natalia, right up against that double-double again. As Ohio gets a point again, just answers it right back. Every time it seems like CMU gets a point or two, Ohio's right back with a response. Long back to serve. Another freshman for these Bobcats. Mills sets up to Raymond. Comes right back, swinging away. Quick set, was just bouncing all over the place right now, and they say it's in, finds the line.
Blair once again just perfectly placed on that left corner. Chippewa defenders had no chance but to just kind of let it go and hope that it goes out, but just perfectly placed once again.
There's Mill to set up Thomas, gets the response, a big swing from her.
Now we're starting to get back into that rhythm on both sides of these two teams just answering each one's attack. Thomas right there getting one of her first few kills of this third set.
Yeah, we mentioned it was just so sloppy at the beginning of this third set, but now it's finally looking like some real volleyball now. Yankee sets up. Blair goes long, asking for a touch. They're not going to get it, at least initially. So we're tied up. And grabbing for the green card, and then they're talking about it over there, and the assistant coach says, don't challenge it. Brinkman's saying, I think I'm going to challenge it.
That's why she's the head coach. She takes over that decision, and we've seen a couple of them work out for Ohio, so be interested to see what the call is.
Yeah, but like I said, Ohio was instantly calling for that touch, and you kind of imagine how well Bailey Blair has been playing so far that maybe it was touch because she has been swinging it so well. That one, it's a far shot, but it looks like it goes over the hands of both of those CMU blockers.
Yeah, tough to tell. Blair, yeah, like you said, she's been so efficient and been so good at being able to place that ball on the attack wherever she wants, that when you do see her miss one time, you got to think that somebody deflected it.
Something had to have gone wrong. She's looking for her 10th kill. She needs another one to make it 8 straight in double digits. But get a look at another angle here. Now when it looks a little bit closer, might have hit off the hands of Natalia. It almost looks like those fingertips bend back a little bit.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Jacob. Looked like on her right hand, those fingertips just pulled back, and kind of see the spin of the ball start to change a little bit once it makes contact there. But Ohio might steal another point here.
And so Coach Brinkman goes against the advisory of her assistant coaches and decides to challenge it anyways, and it might have worked out for her. You get the call? Never mind. I think we're 1 for 3 or 4 on the day.
Not a good percentage right now. That's why we're over here. Just don't ask us for any opinions on calls.
Maybe we'll just say what the call is, and maybe we're just gonna have to stick with what it is. So we are tied. We thought it was maybe to go in the way of Ohio. Big swing, Blair again continues the efficiency. Now 11 kills for Bailey Blair.
Just so good, just the go-to for this Ohio attack, and just so powerful, especially with that efficiency and location that she's able to have.
And then it's responded with a service there, so giving it right back. They've just been on pars for what we've seen these first 2 sets, and now in set 3 just continue to go back and forth. Here's Mill. The short serve, clips the net, comes back over, dunked down. Just stuck around the net and eventually found its way down in favor of CMU.
And it was able to set up Connor for another easy kill just because of the confusion of that Ohio front line due to that serve, just barely clipping that net and getting over.
She tries to do the same thing. This time it doesn't clip the net, but goes over shortly. And then Gentry Brown, the heads-up play to dunk that down, but no, they're actually going to say that she was over the net. It was CMU had a chance to hit that, so they say that she kind of interfered with it.
Yeah, Olin was camped under it, ready to set that one up for one of her teammates. It just looked like one of the Ohio frontline defenders just put their hands over the net and clipped that one.
There's a 2-point lead now for CMU. And they grow that a little bit more blocked. They go back to Gentry Brown. The power this time blocked and eventually finds its way down. Gentry Brown, she's had a quiet offensive game, but she is nearing that double-double. I believe that's now 8 kills for her with 7 digs.
Yeah, she's been able to do it on both sides, and even when her attacks haven't been going the way that she's wanted, like you said, been able to get some of those digs and set up opportunities for some of her other teammates.
Here's Olin with a swing and gets it down. The offense for Olin has been a little bit of a spark plug for these Chippewas.
And it's been a change from the last few matches for CMU. Olin hasn't really had too many opportunities, not so many kills, but tonight so far, she's been fantastic, efficient, and multiple kills.
Here's Raymond going with a little softer shot. And then Brown with the power. The last 2 swings from Gentry Brown, unguardable.
Brown once again, just so much power, answering back Olin's kill with a kill of her own. Just a little bit more power, a little bit of that edge right there.
And again, just standing at 5'9", she gets up there and is able to just throw that thing down. And there's another throw down, that time by Waddell.
You've seen it a few times on both sides. Some misplays on offense, setting up the other side for easy kills. In Ohio, once again, right there, they take advantage.
Yeah, like you said, there's been a lot of mishits that have just gone right on the edge of the net that have allowed for easy swings. We're going to timeout there from Coach Ariel Wilson. And again, every time it looks like one of these two teams is going to get away and make a little run, the other team responds. We're tied again at 17.
And for CMU, this has got you got to finish here. You don't got any more room for error after dropping those first two sets. And if you're Ohio, they just got to keep being on the attack. They've been able to kind of wear down the Chippewas late in a few of these sets, especially that second set. Now just trying to finish this one off for their third straight sweep.
And that second set, it was kind of, I still can't say it was all CMU, but they had the lead for so long, and then they were able to come back. We'll see if Ohio's able to do that, because they've been kind of the team that's been on a run right now. But CMU came back, but it's been a lot of Bailey Blair.
Yeah, it's been just Blair all night, just consistently getting opportunities, getting kills. And like you said, CMU's kind of trying to claw back a little bit, but Ohio, they've just been able to keep them out of reach at times, especially late in these sets.
Again, just look at the power of those hitters, for whether it's Blair or Gentry Brown. It just seems like, as of late, they've been wanting to go strictly with the power, and it's been working.
They're going to their leaders, their two kill leaders, 1 and 2 for their team. And that's where a lot of their success has been. When things are close, when things are tight, you got to go to your best players, and it's worked for Ohio.
You see Bailey Blair dancing over there, and when you're feeling it that much, you might as well dance because you're in the groove. Pancake from Hickey, incredible effort. Kripe, the power, but can't find the line. Kripe has been a little quiet offensively, but when she has gotten her opportunities, she's been pretty efficient, but that time just couldn't quite find it. So Ohio leads again. Can they finish this off with a sweep for the third straight game, or will CMU be able to get on a little bit of a run? Hickey to Kildau. A little bit long, no touch, so point to CMU.
Kripe, a good read there, not going up and trying to set that one. She saw it all the way, saw the no touch. The Chippewas tie it up 18 apiece here as we get late in this third set.
Wademan back in to serve things over. Knuckleball handled well. Here's Kildau again. The dunk shot dunks it down, recaptures a lead for Ohio.
Perfectly placed once again. Kildau, it's been a quiet night offensively. Only her 4th kill this match. Hasn't had the efficiency that she's liked, but coming through here in big moments.
Yeah, averages a little over 2.5 kills per set, and just has been extremely quiet. Like you said, only 4 or 5 kills. And then Kripe is blocked again. Yankee getting up there for the block.
And you see the facial expressions of some of the Bobcat defenders. Just a nasty block there in the front line, something that we've talked about that Ohio doesn't do a whole lot very often. But they're changing some norms here tonight.
Yankee can't get the smile off her face after that block. Everybody was cheering her on after that. But right after the incredible block from her, they return it with a service there, so CMU right back into it again. But CMU's got to get something going here late in this third set, down 2-0, and that's not what they want. Not the answer they needed.
Especially at this time, late in this third set, points that you got to have. Those service errors just starting to really hurt CMU.
It's really just kind of creeping up on them, and especially late in the set. They struggled late in the set in the second set, and that might be in the back of their minds now. Kripe, push shot over. It was a good spot, but Kildau's there. Now she swings at it. Here's Kripe again, off the block. Here's Blair. The power again finds its way into the crowd. Ohio looking to run away with a potential sweep here.
Yeah, getting that 12th kill of the match, just really starting to tally them up after a quiet first set. She's just been fantastic so far.
We'll see if they continue to go to her, because, I mean, when she's swinging like that, why not? Mill, they go to Thomas. She answers, gets them to 20. Will CMU be able to get a little run? Who's going to be able to close this set out? Will Ohio be able to get the sweep, or is CMU going to force a fourth set? Langton will serve. Brown doing a good job with it. Swing by Long. It's going to be tight on the net. Battle initially won by CMU. Here's the offense for Ohio. Long blocked, and then eventually finds its way down. Unfortunate bounce there for CMU.
Yeah, just a bit of a miss hit there by Raymond. Went to dive to save that one, just hit her arm wrong and shot out of play. The Bobcats now just 2 points away from winning this match.
Long back to serve. It's going to be tight on the net again. This time it goes back over to the side of the Bobcats. Here comes the offense. Blair can't get that one down. Great effort from Anderson. And miscommunication somehow gets it over. Lucky play there from CMU. We get a whistle, and CMU is in the net, so now set and match point for the Bobcats.
Just doing a great job of never letting that Chippewa defense get set. We saw it on that possession, and Ohio takes advantage.
Will they close it out? The offense of CMU says not right now. Natalia Raymond, another kill, now 10 for her. The CMU, they got to score at least 3 more to keep things going. It's got to be off the hand of Thomas right now. Set up and blocked. CMU 2 straight points. They don't want to go away just yet.
We've seen it all night, the back and forth. Chippewa's trying to hold on and steal this third set to keep this match going. Huge blocks, and now just needs some type of good serves here.
There's Thomas again. Handled pretty well. Blair, can she finish off? Not this time. Connor, the answer again. 3 straight points from CMU. They're trying to force this 4th set. And after that, no surprise, he had timeout there from the Bobcats. He's got to talk things over. Hey, we just need 1 point. How do they get it?
And just trying to settle everyone down. They got to be able to get in position. The Chippewas, these last few rallies, they've done a good job of getting those quick sets to Connor, where the Bobcat defense hasn't been able to really know where it's going. They got to be able to return this serve and get another good attack. Try and go to Bailey Blair. She's been the go-to all night. When the moments are big, you got to go to your stars.
And they went to her in that last possession, but they did a good job at CMU to get that dig and then eventually getting the kill as well. It's just, CMU, they just like to hang around. They've got themselves down into that position with all those errors, but now it just seems like all of a sudden they're a whole new team these last couple of points.
And this has got to be the one time where you got to finish. We've seen, especially even early in conference play, some of those matches that they were losing, they were 5-setters, just close matches that couldn't really pull out and win. So now, you saw in the first 2 sets, close, tightly contested battles. Now they got to steal this 3rd set.
Yeah, it looked like Ohio was going to be able to run away with it. They were up 24 to 20, and then all of a sudden, CMU scores those 3 straight points, and they're 1 point away from forcing extra volleyball in this 3rd set. Here's Thomas again. Yankee to Brown. She finishes it out. They go to Gentry. Brown. Didn't have the greatest offensive night, but eventually finishes it out. Another star for the Bobcats and another sweep. 3 straight sweeps for the Bobcats. They are playing out of their minds. Winners of 8 of the last 9.
Yeah, they've been fantastic, just constantly winning now 8 of their last 9 matches in conference play, and they've just been fantastic on both sides.
Again, just incredible performance from Bailey Blair, from Gentry Brown. Just the Bobcats as a whole just played incredibly well. The errors tallied up, but they got over those errors. We'll be back again tomorrow for Tessanico and Jackson Bickers. I'm Jacob Tensis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a happy Halloween and stay safe.